corners. Iran, known as Persia for millennia, and Israel, two ancient civilizations whose histories have been
Times. 539 BCE, Persian king Cyrus the Great conquered Babylon and freed the Jewish exiles, allowing
The Persian Empire funded and supported the rebuilding of the Second Temple in Jerusalem. For 200 years,
Jews held high positions in the Persian Empire. The story of Queen Esther, celebrated in the Jewish festival of Purim, showcases this integration.
Through Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, and Mongols, both Jewish and Persian communities maintained their distinct identities while often living side by side.
During World War II, Iranian diplomats like Abdol Hossein Sardari saved thousands of Jews from the Holocaust by issuing Iranian passports.
The 1950s and 60s saw close cooperation. Iran supplied Israel with oil, while Israel provided agriculture.
both nations modernized rapidly. Iranian oil fueled Israel's economy, while Israeli expertise helped develop Iran's agriculture and military.
Behind the scenes, intelligence agencies Mossad and Savak cooperated closely, sharing information about common regional concerns.
The Periphery Doctrine brought Iran and Israel together with Turkey and Ethiopia, creating alliances beyond the Arab world. Iranian Jews prospered during this period, freely practicing their religion while fully participating in Iranian society.
Jews even held seats in the Iranian parliament, guaranteed representation as a recognized religious minority.
thousands of Iranian students studied in Israel, while Israeli agricultural experts worked throughout Iran.
The Israeli embassy in Tehran closed. 30 years of official relations ended. Iran declared Israel an illegitimate state.
Over 60,000 Iranian Jews emigrated, mostly to Israel and the United States. An ancient community was fragmenting.
Ironically, during the Iran-Iraq War, Iran secretly purchased Israeli weapons through third parties. Pragmatism despite ideology.
Despite public hostility, indirect messages occasionally passed through third parties when mutual interests aligned.
The 2000s brought the nuclear issue to the forefront, dramatically escalating tensions between Iran and Israel.
The conflict entered cyberspace. Sophisticated cyber operations targeted critical infrastructure on both sides.
International sanctions aimed at Iran's nuclear program affected ordinary Iranians, while tensions continued escalating. The U.S. withdrawal from the nuclear deal in 2018 reignited tensions, pushing the region toward greater uncertainty.
Today's conflict extends across the region through proxies and allies, from Lebanon to Yemen, Syria to Gaza. Despite political tensions, both nations' scientists often work on similar challenges, from medical research to technology.
In Israel, 200,000 Jews of Iranian origin maintain Persian traditions.
Persian language and culture thrive in Israel through the Iranian Jewish diaspora, keeping ancient connections alive.
Social media enables ordinary Iranians and Israelis to communicate directly, often discovering common ground.
Archaeological discoveries continue revealing the deep historical connections between these ancient civilizations.
Economists estimate billions in potential trade benefits if relations normalized energy, technology, agriculture, and tourism. Younger generations in both countries often express different views, focusing on opportunities rather than conflicts.
Environmental challenges like water scarcity affect both nations, suggesting cooperation could benefit everyone.
For centuries, Persian and Jewish merchants traded along the Silk Road, creating wealth through cooperation.
Geography suggests natural energy partnerships. Before 1979, Iranian oil powered Israeli development.
Despite no formal relations, messages still pass through third parties when absolutely necessary.
Both nations maintain strong militaries, creating a complex balance of deterrence in the region.
Persian Jewish manuscripts and artifacts represent a unique synthesis of two great civilizations. Artists and filmmakers in both countries often address their complex relationship through creative expression. Both nations have thriving tech sectors.
Imagine the innovation possible through collaboration. Both countries pioneered desert agriculture and water conservation, developing technologies the world needs. Medical researchers in both countries work on similar challenges, from cancer to genetic diseases.
Iranian and Israeli diaspora communities often live peacefully as neighbors in cities worldwide.
Both civilizations made crucial contributions to astronomy and mathematics, building on each other's knowledge.
Cuisine reveals deep connections. Many dishes and ingredients are shared across both cultures.
Religious sites sacred to Jews remain protected in Iran, maintained by the local Jewish community.
Both nations prioritize education, achieving high literacy rates and university enrollment, despite regional challenges.
Women's roles evolved differently in each society, reflecting distinct paths to modernization.
In international sports, athletes from both nations compete, sometimes expressing mutual respect despite politics. Both nations developed space programs, joining the exclusive club of countries with satellite technology.
Both countries invest heavily in renewable energy, preparing for a post-oil future. Jewish and Persian philosophy influenced each other profoundly. Maimonides wrote in Arabic under Persian cultural influence. Musical traditions show deep interconnections, with Persian modes influencing Jewish liturgical music.
Textile traditions reveal centuries of cultural exchange, with patterns and techniques shared across communities.
Languages bear witness to historical connections. Hebrew contains Persian words, while Persian Jews developed Judeo-Persian. Architecture reveals cultural synthesis. Persian synagogues blend Jewish and Persian architectural traditions. Traditional medicine practices were shared between communities for centuries, creating common healing traditions. Persian poetry influenced Hebrew literature, while Jewish poets contributed to Persian literary tradition. Jewish merchants were integral to Persian trade networks, connecting East and West for centuries.
Various nations have attempted mediation, recognizing that regional peace requires Iran-Israel reconciliation.
The economic cost of confrontation affects the entire region, limiting development and prosperity.
Younger generations increasingly question the conflict, seeing opportunities their parents' generation might have missed.
Unofficial diplomatic efforts continue through academics, business people, and civil society organizations.
Regional challenges from water scarcity to pandemic response require cooperation regardless of political differences.
Historic Jewish quarters in Iranian cities stand as monuments to centuries of coexistence.
Thousands of families remain separated, unable to visit ancestral homes or reunite with relatives.
Studies suggest normalized relations could add billions to both economies and transform regional dynamics.
Despite political tensions, moderate voices in both societies advocate for dialogue and eventual reconciliation. Strategic analysts note that neither country benefits from perpetual confrontation, suggesting eventual accommodation is logical.
Iranian Jews in Israel maintain their Persian identity while fully integrating into Israeli society.
Multiple opportunities for rapprochement have emerged over decades, though none succeeded.
Regional stability requires addressing the Iran-Israel relationship. Thebes, the entire Middle East's future depends on it.
Cultural figures on both sides serve as unofficial ambassadors, maintaining human connections through art.
Entrepreneurs in both countries recognize the massive potential of cooperation in innovation. History provides numerous examples of Persian-Jewish cooperation and coexistence across centuries. As Abrahamic faiths, Judaism and Islam share profound theological connections that could bridge political divides.
Pragmatic interests on both sides suggest that perpetual confrontation serves neither nation's long-term interests.
Civil society organizations on both sides work on similar issues, from human rights to environmental protection.
Media on both sides often presents distorted images, but alternative voices increasingly challenge official narratives.
Historical economic cooperation benefited both nations substantially, proving mutual advantage is possible.
Visionaries imagine a Middle East where cooperation replaces conflict, with Iran and Israel as key partners. Both nations face similar security challenges that could be better addressed through cooperation than confrontation.
Demographic changes in both countries create new dynamics that could favor eventual reconciliation.
Iranian exile communities worldwide maintain connections to both countries, serving as potential bridges.
History reveals several moments when different decisions could have led to reconciliation rather than confrontation.
International law provides frameworks for resolving disputes, though political will remains the key ingredient.
Children in both countries grow up taught to fear each other, yet they share the same hopes and dreams.
Organizations on both sides work tirelessly for peace, keeping dialogue channels open despite official hostility.
Economic models consistently show both countries would prosper significantly from normalized relations.
Both cultures work to preserve their heritage while adapting to modern realities.
Experts on both sides recognize that declined confrontation is unsustainable and counterproductive.
The future remains unwritten. Whether these ancient civilizations choose reconciliation or confrontation, symbols of hope persist on both sides, reminding us that peace is not only necessary, but possible. From Cyrus to today, the relationship has seen cooperation and conflict. The next chapter remains to be written.
Iran and Israel triads, two ancient civilizations, inheritors of rich histories, facing a choice that will define